This is the Black Shift Group podcast. Our mission is to create space to elevate, enrich, and expose individuals of color to ideals and concepts that they may not have been privy to. I'm Ree, and I'll be your host as we have real conversations with real people. We're going to be discussing lifestyle topics such as overall health and fitness, finances, culture, the code some media, and so much more. I mean, after all, no one really knows what they're doing, so why don't we just wing it together? Hey y'all, hey! Welcome back to the Black Shift Group. This is Ree, and I have to admit, you guys, I am so excited. I am doing my first ever interview. It is a phone interview. I have Dee on the line with HeartMadness LLC. I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself. Go ahead and, give a little bit more information on her brand so we can get the conversation started.
Hi everyone, this is Dee. I'm with HeartMadness LLC. What I basically do is for mental health. That's generally what it's for. I do vent sessions. I do open discussions. I let people call me during the morning, during the nighttime. I have a phone number associated with the company, of course, and that's what it is.
That is so dope. So as you guys know, when I first started this journey, I mentioned that I had my own personal mental health journey that I went through as far as major depression and what I was doing to cope and what I was doing to, just overcome that. And I also let you guys know that I was going to start getting people on the show. So I am so excited for her to be my first guest. But with that, I know you just, Dee, I know you just mentioned that you have these vent sessions. So how does that go? How does a person get in contact with you? How do they preamp themselves to be able to get on the line with you?
Oh, great. Okay, so basically I have a couple of ways that they can do it. They can email me at info@heartmadness.com. You guys can call me as well. I have a phone number. You can text me. You can DM me. Any way that's comfortable for you. If you want to do it anonymously, if you want to just come out and say who you are, whatever way that you're comfortable with, that's how people can reach me.
Okay, that's perfect. And what, just to go ahead and get your social media information out now, I'm also going to have you to repeat it at the end, but what all sites are you available on?
I am available on Instagram, HeartMadness_. I'm also available on Facebook, HeartMadness LLC. You can find me there as well.
All right, perfect. So I guess we can just go ahead and get into some questions. I'm so excited, so y'all don't judge me. What was the, because I know whenever we start these movements and we're wanting to touch people and we're wanting to make an impact, what was the initial, the initial spark that had you to go ahead and, start HeartMadness LLC?
Well, actually, about 2.5 years ago, I was staying with my sister, kind of in between places. I wasn't working. I was very, very depressed. I didn't really have any outlook on where I was going, what I was doing with myself. I've always kind of been a writer. I've always wrote since I've been in high school. So I initially just wanted to just start blogging, and it was generally just for me being depressed. So I've always used it as a coping tool. So I just started writing, and I realized my feelings, and it kind of relates with a lot of people, people that I know, a lot I don't know, and basically that's how it started. So initially I just wanted to blog, and then it actually started into an actual business. That's where the actual event sessions come in. I allow people to call in and things of that nature. So it came from personal reasons, of course. I was literally living with someone. I have children. I was really sad. I was really in a depressed state.
Okay, I understand that because personally, I definitely relate. As the listeners know, I went through, my downtime, and, even after the fact, like I still felt like I didn't quite get back on track. So that's why I started the Black Shift Group, to kind of like rehabilitate myself and get me back, interacting with people and getting outside of my comfort zone so I can continue to grow as a person. So when you're saying like with the event sessions, do you get those often? Do people reach out to you often? Because I know me, like I was kind of shy when I found out, that I was going through depression, because I didn't think it was widely accepted. So I wasn't willing to talk about it as much. So how does that go? Are people like hesitant when they call in, or they just dive right in?
Definitely hesitant. I have a lot of people, when they do reach out, they're always like, hey, is this something like that. And
Wow.
I try to feel as comfortable as possible.
Mhm.
I have people coming through like my regular, like my personal page. So in regards to how often, it was very slow at the beginning. Now it's starting to pick up, of course. When people see me, they see that I'm very outgoing with it. I don't mind sharing my own testimony, so that makes them a little bit more comfortable as well.
Yes.
So I get them weekly. I would say I would get them more via email. Email is my number one way that I contact with people, more so through phone numbers. So yes, it's definitely picking up. I definitely love it, and I do get them pretty often. I don't get them every day. It's something I also have to take in effect that some vent sessions last longer than most. So what that means is I can start a vent session today, and I might not get done with that particular person for a month after that. It just really depends on the person.
Okay, so is it more of a like a program that you're putting them through, or is just them like calling in and like, hey, I got this going on, I need somebody to talk to, or is it a variation of both?
I was about to say it's definitely both. It's definitely both. Some people, they just want to, have someone, hey, I just want your opinion on this really quick. And then I have people that I say, hey, well, let's go ahead and do a detox. Let's do affirmations daily. Let's see how you feel in a week from now. I give people assignments. I give them things to do, like a pros and a cons list. It really just depends on the person. So it's definitely a mixture of both.
That is amazing. Like the fact that you said you give, like that homework aspect versus them just, dumping everything out and thinking like, oh, yeah, she just listened, but that's it. But that homework aspect is a big deal. I know affirmations help me out a lot. Even listening to motivational speakers, like as soon as I wake up in the morning, that keeps me up in spirits because I know me personally, granted, I have this brand, the Black Ship Group, and I'm trying to do all these other things, but I still get times where I get down, and I still get times where it's almost like the sadness is revisiting me sometimes. Now, do you ever feel that? Because it seems like you're like the shoulder for everybody to like lean on and cry on, but like whose shoulder do you lean on and cry on?
No, listen, definitely, because I'm more so like I have to do my own crying sometimes. Literally, like I don't really have that strong person there next to me. So, a lot of times I'm going to my own vent sessions, or I'm, writing in my journal just as well as I'm telling everybody else to do it. I'm doing it as well. I have my own affirmations that I go by daily as well in the morning. Like you said, if I don't start off, my morning doesn't start off right, I just feel like my day will start trickling down. And so who do I talk to? I don't really talk to people. I mean, I have family here and there and things of that nature. I try to let them know, like, hey, today might be an off day for me. But
Yeah.
I do my own detox and everything. Like, hey, I need a couple days.
Okay.
From the
So when you say, because I love that you're calling it a detox, because you sound so much like me. So when you're doing your detox, what are you actually doing? Like, take us through, let's say you're going to take a day, 24 hours of detox. What would that 24 hours look like?
Okay, so for me personally, whenever I detox, it's social media. My personal and my Heart Madness page is different, totally different. So for one, I'm going to be off of social media for a day, or however long I decide to do my detox for. I might not eat certain things. I may cut out sugar with the detox in mind. Anything personal for me, like any text messages, any calls, if it's personal reasons, I'll shut that down for a day or two, just so I can get myself back together. So I kind of do that often. Really just whenever I do detoxes for myself, that's what I do. I'm just basically sitting down for a little bit, getting my mind together, trying to clear my thoughts. I might exercise a little bit more than I normally do as well. My diet, I feel like the way that I eat will also trigger certain things as well. So I'll try to refrain from sugars and certain meats and things like that while I'm detoxing. It doesn't really have anything to do with losing weight. It's just when I detox, I know I'm better when I'm healthy. So sometimes social media is an outlet for negativity. So I shut down from that. The personal calls and the personal text, sometimes people don't want anything. So I'll shut down from that. They don't, but let's be honest. But
Look.
I'm protecting myself. I feel like during that time that I'm detoxing, if I feel like since the last time I detoxed, you brought in some negative energy, I might have to just cut you off. So that's what I'm doing. I'm basically reevaluating things in my life during my detox.
Okay, so what actually sparked my interest, it was two things that I want to go ahead and touch base on. When you were saying your diet, me, as my listeners know, like I'm really, kind of picky on what I eat, because, a little history on me. My cycles used to be really, really bad. And, I started, taking certain things out, putting certain things back in as far as what I ate to kind of manipulate that. But then as I started to do that, I started to realize that, wow, my mood, my mindset is getting a lot better based on what I eat. So that diet thing is huge. But what I actually want to speak on, because right now in my personal life, I'm kind of taking a detox from a certain person. And I heard you say, you're protecting yourself, you're setting those boundaries. So what advice do you offer someone that is not, how can I say this, that's oftentimes very willing to put themselves kind of on the back burner? And kind of almost let people wreak havoc, to like one point they just get to the point where they're like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So I say, what would you give advice? I know you mentioned that you had kids. I'm not sure how old they are, but what is the advice that you would give maybe a teenage girl or, a young man on how to set those boundaries, how to maintain healthy relationships with people so that it's not taking a negative impact on them?
Okay. So my slogan is protect your peace. So with that being said, if someone is in your life and they're not healthy for you, and what I mean by healthy is if every time you speak to them, it's something that's not right. You have to learn how to literally, again, detox. Basically, you have to see how you feel without them for a couple of days. And what I do is I always start off small and I'll kind of increase it as the time goes by or whatever. I've had that a lot of times with my vent sessions. Hey, this person, I can't really get this person out of my system no matter what. What do I need to do? Detox. Detox from that person. Let them know 9 times out of 10, hey, this is what's going on. I feel like you don't respect it. I feel like my peace is all I have and you're not contributing to it. So I need to, like I said, reevaluate some things. So the advice I have is literally shut down. Some people don't know how to shut down from people, especially the person that they're, most comfortable with. Mm-hmm. So for me, I like I said, I've been there 9 times out of 10. Anything that I've spoken about is, it's definitely from experience. So I just have to not speak to that person. And by the time I do initially speak back to them, I'm a stronger person. My mind is strong. When it comes to them, I know the things that I can block out with them. I know what can't happen and what will happen. So I know I need time. You need time in anything that you go through. You're going to need some time. Nothing happens overnight. You can't just, say, hey, I'm not going to talk to this person and tomorrow things going to happen. It's literally something that you have to force. So my advice literally is you have to go through it. Like you have to go through all those days, those sad days, those upset days. You might have to write them some, a couple hate letters. Don't send them, of course, but just write them. But that's my advice. Like, you just gotta not talk to that person. Do whatever you need to do. Pick up some habits. Pick up some good habits. Journal. Journal is always my number one go-to. I write a lot. It always relieves me. Go running. Go walking. Go paint. Painting is also very good. Do things that kind of occupy your mind, so you're not always so focused on that person. And that's my advice.
That is perfect. I think it's always better like that when you're, in your time of need or you're needing someone to talk to. It's almost like the lesson, what you need to learn is always conveyed better when you're getting it from someone that has actually been through it versus someone that's just telling you that, hey, like from textbook wise. So I totally agree with what you're saying, because I've been there. I've been codependent, and being codependent on someone that don't mean me no good at all whatsoever. And then taking the time to try to distance myself and then relapsing and trying to do it all over again. So I completely agree with everything that you're saying. Okay, so I know you went ahead and started this movement because you are, this is something that you've been through personally, and you just want to see the growth, out of everyone. Now, if nothing else is accomplished, what is, your main center goal with Heart Madness LLC?
Oh, goody. Right now, I'm actually doing a project. Right now, I'm asking for testimonies to be sent in via email, via, text message, however people decide to send them in. And what I want to do with that project essentially is make a book out of it. Mental illness and people in general, but you don't even have to be going through any illness or any depression or anything. It's just, an uplifting book. So essentially what I want to do with Heart Madness or where I see it going is I definitely want a bigger following. I also want literally by the time that I'm done with Heart Madness, I need it to be in the search engine where people go to, hey, I'm having an issue, I need somebody to talk to. I want Heart Madness to be in the search bar by the time that I'm done with it. I want it to be one of the top search engines, where people go to, get an outlet. By the end, like I said, that's what I want. I just want it to grow. I want it to reach people. I don't want it to just stay in a certain place. I don't want it to always only be about mental health because I not only do mental health, I do a whole bunch of topics. So that's what I want from it. I want it to grow as time progresses. I want it to be one of the best engines for people that do suffer from depression or heartache or, just trying to find, some ways to heal, some ways to cope. That's what I want it to be, essentially.
I love that. I can tell that this is something that you're really passionate about, because, even though, you're offering that assistance to other people, you're also, offering that assistance to yourself, and you're growing with it with yourself. And I just love the dreaming out loud. So, towards the end, I'm going to make sure I have you add your information again, just so that, you can get that. But I know earlier you mentioned that, you speak on other topics or you discuss other topics. What have some of those past topics been?
Okay, well, of course, I speak on not only mental health like depression or suicide, things on that. I speak on friendships, relationships, the good things, love. Love is also one of my major topics. I love speaking about love. I'm very passionate about that as well. Those are generally my topics. I do open discussions all the time. I love doing those as well. You kind of get an insight from where other people's point of view is on certain things. So I'm not only always, it's not, a panel for depression or suicide. It's mental health is definitely up there in regards to one of my main things that I focus on. But the other things that, people enjoy, life in general, the good things, the bad things. I would love to announce people's accomplishments as well.
But I'm truly thankful, for you coming on the show. I'm thankful for you, being my first interview, my first ever phone interview. So, we are going to go ahead and get it wrapped up right now. I do just want to go ahead and mention, as far as for the Black Ship group, you guys know that you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. And then you guys already know that our podcast streams on Podbean, GooglePlay, YouTube, as well as Soundcloud. And Dee, actually, before you head out, can I have you to go ahead and provide, the number that they can reach out to, if they want to have a vent session with you, as well as go ahead and give your social medias and your email again so they can be in touch with you as well.
Okay, good. Okay, so my phone number is 707-242-9444. That phone number is open 24/7. You guys are able to text, call, whichever you prefer. My email is going to be info@heartmadness.com. You can follow me on Instagram at HeartMadness_. You can also follow us on Facebook at HeartMadnessLLC. Thank you, guys.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Dee, once again. Make sure you guys hit her up. Be sure to send over and email over those testimonies so that she can go ahead and get that book together. I love it when we come on here and we dream out loud. You guys already know I'm following my dreams with the Black Ship group, and I'm taking y'all with me along the way. And, look forward, because I do hope to have Dee on the show once again, and maybe have her contribute more often so that we can get this conversation started and we can help her brain grow and help her, reach those dreams that she's trying to reach. So y'all already know, this is Ree, and I'm actually signing out. Peace.